of NFA, how it differs with the epsilon NFA, it is union epsilon. Epsilon will be one of your alphabet. Epsilon is one of your alphabet. Okay. So this is how we will be dealing. So that is why you have the epsilon over here. This is already we have discussed. So let me directly start with the conversion of this. Okay, so as we are already aware, we will be requiring to find out the epsilon closure of all the states. Let me start with the P. So this small q and epsilon close of R. Okay. So let's discuss what is epsilon closure of PQR. Okay. So during such problems, what happens when we get the table? We have practiced about when we get the transition diagram. We used to do that. The previous two examples we have done in the same fashion. Okay. Now we have got as an input in a tabular format. So it is always better. You can easily find out from here also, but sometimes it is difficult and some of the important points will be missed out. And we are already aware of the whole mechanism is depend on if you calculate the epsilon closure without any mistake, the whole problem will be absolutely there won't be any mistakes that you will be doing it. So this step is very important and very crucial. So without making any mistake, we have to proceed. Okay. So I'll suggest whenever the input table is given, or whenever it is better if you draw the transition diagram and then proceed. Okay. So P as an initial state, I'll give the transition of epsilon later. First, I'll give the transition over the actual alphabets. So P over A goes to P itself. P over B goes to Q. Okay. And P over C, I'll just write down the R state, which is my final state over here. Okay. Now let's take up the Q state. Q over A goes to Q itself. Q over B, Q over B goes to R. Q over C, Q over C is 5. Okay, so no need to, as it is epsilon. Okay, so no need to have any transition over the alphabets. Then R over A goes to R. R over B, it is 5, 5 no issue. R over C is going to P. So let's make epsilon transition for this. Okay, P over epsilon is not going to anywhere. Q over epsilon is going to. So here I make a transition over epsilon. Then R over epsilon goes to Q. Okay. Now this is how you have successfully drawn or designed or represent the automatic transition diagram. Okay. So here we will be now. It is easy for us to calculate or to get the epsilon closure. Okay. So in this fashion, I just want you should go ahead with the epsilon closure of P, Q, and R. So take 30 seconds and put your answers in the chat box. Let me know as it is one of the last example of this topic. So I should know whether you understood the things or not. So kindly give me the answers of epsilon closure of P, Q, and R. Take your 30 seconds. So the epsilon closure of P is, if you are able to see, there is no transition, outgoing transition over epsilon. So P itself, only P itself is the state which moves from P to P over epsilon. In the same fashion, what about the Q? In the Q, obviously itself will be the first state which will be having a transition over alpha, having a transition over epsilon, as well as there is one transition which is moving towards the P. So I will say P and Q, right? In the same fashion over R, just check it out over R. What all things you will be getting here? Here from R is one the, then from R you are able to reach to the Q, and from Q you are able to reach to the P. So I will simply say it is P, Q and R. Correct. Okay. So you, some people are got the correct answer. I think most of them have got the correct answer. Okay. P, PQ and PQR. These are the epsilon closure. Okay. This is our state what I will say it as. Now let's move ahead with the step 2. In the step 2, what I said, we will be now taking up we require the extended transition function. I'll just write down the extended transition function here so that you can use that and apply for each and every further steps. Okay. So the transition function Q over alphabet, it is epsilon closure of transition function of epsilon close of Q, comma, alphabet. This is the transition function. We have, or more precisely, the extended transition function that we have discussed. Okay, so let me take up directly one example for this. Instead of example, let's start. In this, we will always consider the epsilon closure of initial state. Which is the initial state among this? P is the initial state. So we'll start with that only. Most of the time, we make mistake. We'll always start with the P as an initial state. No, we will be always considering the epsilon closure of initial state. Epsilon closure of initial state. So I'll start here. Transition function. Transition function. I don't know whether it is visible. Okay. Epsilon closure. The transition function of epsilon closure of P is what? It is P. So we will be taking P. Over all the alphabets we have to consider. So let's move with this. Apply the formula. I'll simply write it down. Epsilon close of transition function of epsilon close of. Okay, what is your initial state? Write down, not initial state, the epsilon closure of P over alphabet A. Okay. Now, as it is the innermost, first solve this. Okay. So I'll solve this as epsilon close transition function. Now, what is the output of this? Epsilon close of P is P itself. Okay. Comma A. Comma A. Now, the next step that we'll be doing is we'll be calculating, we will be getting the transition function P over A. So, we will be writing epsilon close of. So, P over A. P over A, it is P only. So, it is P. Once again, we'll be calculating now epsilon closure of P. What is epsilon closure of P? Is P. As I have suggested you people earlier also, what we'll be trying to maintain one Q in which we'll see whether there is a new introduction of new state. If there is a new state is been added, we will be putting into the Q. Okay. So I'll do one thing. I'll make Q over here. I think this part is visible. Yeah. Okay. So we'll maintain one P as I start with the P and I have got the P. So there is no need of adding the further states. Okay. So I'll go ahead with the another. So P over B. Make the things and get it fast with the P over B. What you will be getting P over B? Okay. Apply it fast. Just check it out. It is epsilon closure of transition function of epsilon closure of P, comma B. Okay, this is already we know epsilon closure transition function. This is P only. Okay, so P over B, epsilon closure transition P over B. What is that? P over B. It is Q. This P over B, it is Q. Now we will be finding out epsilon closure of Q, that we know it is, what is the epsilon closure? That is PQ. Okay. Now it is the new. Kindly add it here in the Q. Kindly add here. Okay. This is something different. Actually, it is not part of your answer. We will be simply maintaining it for our easiness. For our easiness. Okay. Okay, fine. Let's move. Okay, in the same fashion, we will be calculating for transition function of P over C. Okay, make it fast. I know epsilon closure of transition function of epsilon closure of the state. What is P? We have already calculated about this over C. Make it fast now. Epsilon closure of transition function, that is P over C. Okay, epsilon closure transition function P over C. What you will be getting P over C. So you will be taking your transition table. P over C is R. So you will be writing here. You will be getting now epsilon closure of R. Epsilon closure of R is PQR. So simply you will be writing PQR. As it is new state, you will be simply adding out here. Okay. So P is been successfully transit over A, B and C, and those are our alphabets A, B, C. Okay, so we are finished the processing over P over each and every alphabet that we were having. Okay, now it's time. I will say we have processed completely the P. The next state in the Q, that will be PQ. So we will be taking up now. We will be taking. Okay, so in the same fashion, we will be getting the transition function of PQ over A. Okay, so I'll do one thing. I require this. So I hope you people have noted down. I simply directly I'm going to write the answers of this. So here I got P, then transition function of P over B. I got here PQ, a transition function P over C. Here I got PQR. Okay, so I can utilize the other portion of the board. Okay, these are my transition. So we have successfully processed with the P. Now we will be taking the new state transition function PQ over A. So apply the formula once again properly and get the result. So epsilon closure of transition function of epsilon closure of PQ, comma A. The epsilon closure of PQ, you know how we are going to calculate P union Q. Epsilon closure of P union epsilon closure of Q. So it is PQ, right? P union PQ. So we will be getting here. First we will be solving this epsilon closure of transition function PQ. Okay, comma A. Now we will be solving transition function. Okay, so transition function PQ over A. Again we will be doing the same thing. PQ over A, it is PQ itself. It is PQ itself. So epsilon closure of PQ. Epsilon closure of PQ is what? What you will be getting epsilon closure of PQ. So it is PQ only. Okay, so we got PQ over A. The same fashion. Kindly proceed and get me the results of PQ over B and PQ over C. Make it fast, guys. Kindly get me the result of PQ over B and PQ over C. PQ over B. Sorry, it is B. Okay, it is B. PQ over B is QR. So we will be taking now epsilon closure of Q and R. Epsilon closure of QR is PQR. Whether any new state you are getting, okay, you got the PQ, you got the PQR, which is already been added. So no need to add into the Q. Now get the last, which is PQ over C. Okay, so epsilon closure of transition function of epsilon closure of PQ, comma C. Now get this epsilon closure of PQ is PQ, transition function PQ over C. Okay, epsilon closure. Now PQ over C, PQ over C, you are getting R and phi. R and phi. So I will be writing here epsilon closure of R only. R union phi is R. So epsilon closure of R that we are getting here is PQR. Okay, so it is also one of the possible state which is already available in Q. No need to add further. So we did not get any new state which is needed to be added into Q. Okay, so here PQ is also processed on ABC. So PQ is also added into the processed on ABC. Okay, so I'll just note down the things here so that I can reutilize my table as well as the space that I am having here, which is PQ. It is PQ that we are having. PQ. The transition function PQ over P. It is PQR. The transition function PQ over C. It is again PQR, right? Okay. Now, as the second state in the Q is also processed successfully, we will be taking up the next state in the Q. So that is, we'll be talking about once again about the transition function of PQR over A. Apply the same thing and come back to the results first. Epsilon closure of transition function of epsilon closure of PQR, comma A. Okay, epsilon closure of PQR. So, transition function. What is epsilon closure of PQR? Epsilon closure of P union epsilon closure of Q union epsilon closure of R. So it is going ahead with the PQR, comma A. Okay, the result of this will be calculated with the epsilon closure. Next, transition function of PQR over A. PQR over A is PQR only. So epsilon closure of PQR. The epsilon closure of PQR is PQR itself. Whether it is in this form state, no, it is the already added, so no need to add. Get the transition function of PQR over B. Okay, so we know that it is directly we can compare epsilon closure of transition function. Epsilon closure of PQR is PQR only. So I will directly write PQR over B. Okay, now PQR over B, QR phi, that is QR only. So here I will simply write down epsilon closure of QR. The epsilon closure of QR is what? This is, okay. We need to consider this epsilon closure. So that is nothing but again PQR. It is already added into the things. Okay, Q. I will take up the another PQR over C. Again, apply the formula epsilon closure of transition function of epsilon closure of PQR is PQR itself. So I will directly write down PQR over C. Okay. So transition function PQR over C is R only and P. P and R, right? So I will simply say output of this is PR epsilon closure. Epsilon closure of PR. Epsilon closure of P is R. Sorry, epsilon closure of P is P. Epsilon closure of R is PQR. So union, if you make the union, you will be getting its answer is PQR. Okay. So if you see here also PQR, here also PQR, here also PQR. We did not find any new state and we have successfully processed the PQR also. As the queue is empty, it means we have uh, process the all the newly formed states and no more states can be formed now, so we will be stopping ourselves to process the further states also. So I'll simply write down here epsilon closure. So we I'll be giving the answers are like this: epsilon closure of pqr over a, we are getting pqr, transition function pqr over b, here also I'm getting pqr, transition function PQR over C, here also I'm getting PQR. Okay. Okay, these are our, as we are not getting any new states further, so we are considering this question. Now we have got, see, three states. Okay. So we will be simply make the table of this. If it is getting complex, we will be renaming the states and we'll process it. Okay. Now we'll see whether it is our actual and means we have converted into DFA or not. Okay. So let's get the transition table for this. Okay. I don't require this now. We have used the Q concept. Okay. See guys. So simply I'll go ahead with the P, Q, and R. So P, which is my initial state, which is my final state, or the combination with R only. So P over A goes to P itself. P over B going to the new state, that is PQ. Okay, this is my new state. Then uh, what you can do in this better way. First, you get the transition table. P, okay, this is my state, these are my alphabets. So here it is A, B, and C. As we don't have epsilon, as we have eliminated the epsilon, it will not be added. Okay, next state is PQR. The final state is PQR containing the R. Okay. Now P over A, as we are getting it is P. P over B, we will be getting PQ, and P over C, we are getting it to the PQR. PQ over A, it is going to PQ. PQ over B, it is going to PQR, and here also PQR. In the same fashion, PQR over A is going to PQR, and PQR. Okay. Now we are getting confused between every time PQ or P, it is completely repeating. So what we'll be doing? We'll be simply renaming. We will be simply renaming the states. Okay. So renaming the state as P will be changing to P is going to change with P for say state, or I can say A for P, B for PQ, and capital C for PQR. Okay, we will be renaming. So wherever P is there, we will be replacing it with A. With the PQ state, we will be replacing it, renaming it as a C state. Okay, so let's move and change the transition table once again. So A, B, and C. This was initial state, this is final state. Take up all the alphabets we were having. Okay, so A over P over A, it is going to A, so P, so it is nothing but A, B, C, here B, C, C, and here C, C, C. This is what the transition table that we will be getting. Now, only the part left out is getting the transition diagram. I will be utilizing this space. Okay. I hope this much is feasible for us to draw the diagram. Now, please check it out. A, which is my initial state, A over small a, it is going to itself. A over small b, it is going to b. And here I'll let me put up here C as my final state. I'll be representing with the two double circles. Okay, so it is over C. Now B over A, it is going to itself. B over B, it is going to C. So comma as well as C. Now you can see D over B, C both are going to C itself. What about C? C over A, B, C, all are things going to itself only. Okay. Now this was our question. This is our answer. And the transformation of epsilon NFM you can see over here like this. This is what is our given question which is having epsilon transition which is epsilon NFM. This is the output of DFA which we have converted epsilon NFA to DFA. Now you can check whether this is correct one or not. So how I said, check what all strings which are being accepted by this epsilon NFA, whether those are accepted, as well as the strings which are getting rejected, whether they are getting rejected or not. Okay, so you can consider any of the strings and check whether they are being accepted as well as these are being accepted, and the same for the rejection also you can check. Okay, so if you have any doubt, it is very simple procedure, guys. It is hardly 2 or 3 step problem. If we are adding the renaming as one of the step, okay, so it will be a 3 step problem. After this, don't forget, once you write down the transition table, don't forget to write down the machine equation. Okay, what all states A, B, C, and all the 5 tuples in the machine equation you are supposed to write down. I hope you understood the complete conversion of epsilon NFA to DFA method. This question is very important. I think around 2 to 4 times this question was asked for 6 to 8 marks in video examination. So it is better to process with all the things, and you shortly will be getting an assignment, and there will be 4 to 6 question where you will be converting epsilon NFA to DFA. Okay, so that's for the day then. Not then. That's for this program. So we'll be, if you have any doubt, you can ask, as well as we'll be taking up the next part of the differentiation between NFA, DFA, and epsilon NFA. Right now, in the previous classes, we have discussed about the differentiation between NFA and DFA. As we got to know about epsilon NFA today, so we got a clear idea about epsilon NFA. So we'll be discussing what all the differentiation between DFA, NFA, and epsilon NFA. So we'll be combiningly, we'll be differentiating the 3 kinds of automatas. Okay. So those who have any problem about it, comment it on chat box. Otherwise, we'll be going ahead with the differentiation point. Okay. Okay. So I feel you people don't have any problems with the conversion method in this example. So let's move ahead with the differentiation point. So meantime, I want you people, you only give me certain points of differentiation between all these 3 models of automata. So we'll discuss about it. Okay. I hope you people have taken up with some of the differentiation point. Okay, so let me use the board for this. Uh, this kind of theory question you can expect in examination for around 4 to 6 marks. Minimum 4 marks will be asked to explain or to do the differentiation between these 3 automatas for. Okay, so DFA, NFA, and epsilon NFA. Okay, so the first point that you have to consider is about their transition functions. Is about its transition function. So I'll first note down it is all about the transition function, or you can say it as a definition. So what is the definition of DFM? It is a phi tuple machine. All are the phi tuple machine. We will be discussing about that. So if you see in this transition function, it is all are having the phi tuples. They are varied with only their transition function only. Okay. So how? Let's see. Here the transition function in the DFA goes state over alphabet goes to a statement. Okay. And the second point for NFA, it is state over alphabet gives rise to, it is 2 raised to power. We have already discussed this point. Okay. The next is Q over, it is 2 raised to power Q phi. Along with that, here there is union epsilon. Okay, I hope the first point is being clear. If you are in doubt, please put it in the chat box. Okay, now let's make another point over. The second point we will be discussing about the number of transition from one alphabet or over one alphabet. Now, how many number of transition over one alphabet DFA is having? It is only one transition over one alphabet, or I can say we have seen about the phi also, where you have said, sir, it should have a transition. So I can, because that can be handled by a dead state. I said whenever there is a phi, means whenever there is no transition. The previous examples we have discussed about that when we are trying to convert the epsilon NFA to DFA. You have got the phi also. So we have said it can be handled by adding one more state as a dead state. So I will convert this as, by number of transition will be 0 or 1. 0 or 1. What about NFA, guys? Is 0, 1 or more. 0, 1 or more. Same way with the epsilon NFA, 0, 1 or more number of transitions can be possible over one alphabet. Okay. Then the third point we will be discussing about the number of transitions. Now I am talking about overall transitions. Overall, the number of transition means I am talking about the overall transition. DFA will have very less transition. Okay, whereas it will have a little bit more transition as compared to the DFA, and it will have more number of transition with respect to NFA. Transition in the sense, I'll tell you an example about this also. Let's not consider, say Q0 over A and over B. It is coming out as a Q1. Okay, let's assume this is, and here I will say A comma B. This is an example of DFA. Okay, so how many transitions are there? 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now in case of NFA, how it can be? In case of NFA, it may be represented as, here I can give AB, here I can give AB, here I can give AB. Okay, so now here are the two transition, total 6 transition. Here we are representing the same automata, but it will have only 4 transition, it will have 6 transition. If I have converted into epsilon NFA, definitely if I add epsilon over here, I can get 3 more number of transitions. So total number of transition in epsilon NFA will be 9. So here it will be 4, 6 and 9 as one example we are discussing. So less number of transition is possible. I am not talking about the overall transition here. And as compared to NFA, when we are talking about the epsilon NFA, definitely more number of transition with respect to NFA. Okay. So let's talk about the fourth point. Fourth point, we will be talking about the construction. Construction. So here, in the construction point, it is difficult to construct. I think we have already talked about this. It is easy to construct, and it is, again, I can say, easy to construct. And the last and important point we will be talking about is powerful. Which is more powerful? Okay, means out of these, which is the automata which can accept more number of strings? So obviously it is epsilon FA. So it is, I will say, it is less powerful. This is less powerful. This is more powerful than more powerful with compared to DFA, and it is more powerful with compared to NFA. Okay, so this is how the 5 points we can discuss over the NFA and DFA. Over the NFA and DFA. You can expect a 4 marks question. You can expect a 4 marks question on this. Okay, class? Yep. So in today's session, we have discussed about the conversion of epsilon NFA to DFA, and the last part of this is differentiation between DFA, NFA, and epsilon NFA. So I hope if you get any problem, you will be putting in the chat box, as well as I'm saying that we are finished with the first module, with left with one topic which will be covered after the third module. That is, machines with output will be taking it later. So officially, as we are finishing with the first module, we'll be starting with the second module in the next class. Okay, we'll be starting the second module with the next class.